Okay, welcome to my second value vintage, a $30 value vintage tournament here. So the first tournament I played in was back in November, and I played Goblins, and you can see that video and then the prep I did for it before the event. Two videos for that deck on YouTube if you want to check that out. And this is the second time we're playing this deck too. I've got a video from probably a month ago at this point where I played this deck, the Oath. It's a Jund Oath Burn deck, and it went really well in testing. Seemed pretty strong, so I decided, all right, this is going to be my next deck that I play in a tournament. So in my second tournament, which was at the beginning of January, this will probably be released towards the end of January. Developed a little bit of a backlog over the holidays. I had time to play more than usual, so I don't usually have a backlog, but do a little bit now. So this probably go out the end of January. So we're playing this again with a couple changes. The deck got more expensive, and the one big change here is we're only having one Blitzwing. We had to in the original version here we had two Blitzwings. Now we've got one Blitzwing and one Gaea's Blessing to shuffle our graveyard so we don't die to Oath of Druids. The core idea here, if you didn't watch the first video, is we've got Oath of Druids, so if our opponent plays a creature, then we don't have any creatures except for Blitzwing. We got, some land creatures, they don't count. We don't have any creatures that stick in play except for the Blitzwing. So if our opponent plays a creature, we can mill until we hit our Blitzwing, and we put it into play. Now, we had two Blitzwings before. Now, if, let's say, we draw the Blitzwing, or we have the Blitzwing in play and we want to Oath again, we can Oath, and then when Gaea's Blessing is put into our graveyard, it'll shuffle all of the cards back in. So this is kind of a way to make sure that we don't actually deck ourselves. But the combo here is, in the way that we can actually win on turn 3, is between Creeping, Chill, and Blitzwing. So when we mill with Oath of Druids, any Creeping Chills that are put into the graveyard will trigger. For each one, we exile it, they gain 3 life, and the opponent takes 3 damage. So let's say we trigger Oath, we mill 3 Creeping Chills, okay? Then we put Blitzwing into play. Blitzwing says, beginning of your end step, target opponent loses life equal to the life they already lost this turn. So let's say we milled 3 Creeping Chills, that's 9 damage, and then we play a Lightning Bolt, that's 12 damage. That will double on our end step then to 24 damage. So that's just doing nothing else. So doing nothing turn 1, Oath turn 2, then triggering it in that scenario, we win turn 3. So that's kind of the idea here with the deck. Combining the core here is Oath of Druids, the 4 Creeping Chills, and the Blitzwing. Those are the most important cards in the deck. The rest of the deck is pretty much just the best burn spells then in, Jund colors. And they're all, red, black. We got, of course, Lightning Bolt, the best in the original burn spell. Chain Lightning, the same thing, but a sorcery version, and in theory, the opponent can copy it. Bump in the Night, which is just a black version, but you can't target creatures. Your opponent takes 3. We'll do that one later. Covered Gaea's Blessing. This is also kind of graveyard hate, which is neat. I'm doing this video after the fact, and it did actually come up. We played against a graveyard deck, and we actually did use this as a graveyard hate on our opponent, which was pretty cool. So just be aware of that. If you draw it, you can either target your own stuff, or you can target your opponent's stuff. We'll cover those two in a second. They're kind of techie, but the normal ones. Rift Bolt, which is the Suspend Lightning Bolt, and then Skewer the Critic, which is the one where you can play with Spectacle if the opponent lost life this turn. So those are all of our bolts here. We got these, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 times 4, 20 cards that are basically just bolt. Then we've got some more techie burn. So we've got 2 Volcanic Fallouts main, 2 on the sideboard. This is a sweeper. Steel deals damage, but there are decks in the format that can be faster than us. And if we don't have an Oath of Druid, just our burn plan is going to be slower than some of the faster aggro decks in the format. So we're going to play 2 Volcanic Fallouts. We've got 2 of these. This is Peter Parker's Luck in the real world, but on Magic Online, they don't have the rights to the Spider-Man set, so they had to change the art and the names. But this just lets us keep going. This is one of the other changes from the original build. I had some really bad, I can't remember the name of it, red enchantment in here that kind of drew cards, but not really well. This one, I think, does it a bit better. We had one in the original build. I'm going up to 2 here, and I cut the other red enchantment. This lets us draw cards and deal damage at the same time. That seems like a good deal in our burn deck. And we got some high converted mana costs here. Like, we are a burn deck. We have, like, all these 3, 4s, and a 6, so it's a reasonable chance we just dome our opponent off of this, too. We got 2 Volcanic Spites, and this does a couple things. So the key thing is that it can put Creeping Chills and Blitzwing back into our deck from our hand. So that's why this is in here. But if you don't have one of these in your hand, we can just cycle a card. So like, let's say we drew too many lands, we can just cycle a land. So that's fine too. And then last in the main deck here, we got Collective Brutality. So this is a really key card too. So it's burn. We can have our opponent lose 2 when we gain 2. We can remove problematic creatures, and we can disrupt our opponent's hand by taking instants and sorceries, like, Violent Outburst or something that's going to erase us, or just like a counterspell that's going to hit our Oath of Druids, that kind of thing. I think this is a really great one to have in the main deck, in that it is disruption, but it's also just a burn spell too. So I really, really like Collective Brutality. I changed the mana base slightly. Not a ton, but I had a second creature land here. I had like the black-red one, and I cut that. They just weren't that good. I think the Raging Ravine is still fine. Just having something to do with our mana, if we like stall out mid-game, I think is fine. So I like these 2, but I did cut the other one. I just added an extra swamp and a forest, I think. So we've got, 2 swamps, 2 mountains, 2 forests, 4 Karplusan Forests, 4 Blackcleave Cliffs, and then the Twisted Landscape can get any of them and can cycle if we don't need a land. That's the main deck. Again, I have another video from like a month ago of this deck with a few of the changes I mentioned there. If you want to check that one out, that was a lot of fun, did really well. And then this is the second tournament I've played in Value Vintage with this deck ever. We're using this deck in it. Sideboard for Duress for mostly the combo decks, maybe control decks too. Same thing with the 2 Inquisition of Kozileks, mostly for combo decks, but depending on what the control deck is, that could come in. 2 Volcanic Fallouts for their decks that could go faster than us and wide. 3 Smash to Smithereens, like for Affinity, that kind of thing. 3 Soul Guide Lanterns for the graveyard decks. And then I ran out of money. We only get $30. This is $30 value vintage. Your deck has to be $30 or less on TCG Player. So I put in a mountain. That's about it. Yeah. Remember to like, subscribe, all that jazz. And if you got ideas or whatnot, or thoughts on the deck list, or as we go through the games, let me know down below. Really happy to hear from people. And yeah, see you around 1. Okay, here we go. Interesting. The Blitzwing is going to be difficult / impossible to cast. We've only got 1 land, but we do have Lightning Bolt, Chain Lightning, Skewer, green lands. I think it's a mulligan, but it's close. Ooh. Alright, well now I wish I kept the first hand. Alright. Well, this is bad. Should have kept the first hand. 1 and 2. Done. Yeah, don't love our chances here. Okay. Pass. Pass here. Yep. Yep. Oh, they got life gain too. That's a problem. Yep. Play. We're just gonna get our swamp now. We know we need that. All right. We need an oath. We need an oath badly. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Could be useful. Think we just, oh boy. What happened there? I think we just fall out now so they don't get more head-drawn crab triggers. But we are in a lot of trouble. Not great. Yep. Jeez. All right. Sure. Yep. Mm-hmm. And swing for 4. I'm not sure if that's helpful. I think we're just going to play the creeping chill. Gain us some life back. Interesting. Sure. I think we have to stop this zombie from attacking us, so we're just gonna pass. Yep. Mm-hmm. That's not gonna do it. Think we're dead. We'll play another turn anyway. Yeah, we're dead. All right. Both teams tried hard. Let's see. So, Soul Guide Lantern. Yep. I think the Fallouts are okay. Don't want the Duskmourn's claims. Hmm. Um, I can hit the what's it called again? Yeah, I'm not sure if it's needed. Let's try that. Retrospect, I think if we would have just kept our opening hand, we could have won that one. Um, hmm. The fact that they can gain life is pretty bad for us with the creeping chills. I don't know if this is good enough. I think no Oath, no Soul Guide is not good enough. Hmm. Let's try it. They might have discards, so I just want to get this out of our hand now. Well, that's pretty good for them. Play. It's going to get a mountain. Yep. I guess we should have played the Soul Guide out for the same reason we wanted to play the Oath out. Sure. Yes. 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 All right, we got there. So game 3. Do we want more of the discard in that case? Or do we just want to keep the removal? I am tempted to put in the Inquisitions. They're just trying to dump their hand anyway. I don't know. Just try it. Not entirely sure how to play this matchup. It seems like a bad one. Think I keep it. This is kind of graveyard hate. Turn 1 Raging Ravine, turn 2 Blessing. What's in their hand? Maybe I should have just held this up. Oh, it's sorcery speed, though. I can't hold it up. Yep. Um, 3, 4, 5. You can put him to 11. Yeah, I just pass. It's a tough one. Kind of want to see what's in their hand. Target artifact or enchantment. Counter target artifact or enchantment. Cathartic Reunion. Take the Cathartic Reunion. I would assume they play the Cathartic Reunion pitching the Thug. Yep. Or they're just playing the Thug, okay. Hmm. Okay, let's see what they got for us. That's a Creeping Chill. Red. We get a land, we can start attacking with Creeping Chill, which means they probably shouldn't attack with both. Alright. We got 2 new cards in hand we don't know about. That seems reasonable. 1 card in hand we don't know about. It's Prized Amalgam. Interesting. I think we want to get rid of the Thug, right? The Thug. The Island. And the Fatal Push. Suspend. See what they do here. Yeah, we don't want to draw Creeping Chills. Oh, they did actually draw a Creeping Chill twice. That means I think this is game because I don't. cast it. Cast. Burn. They would have been able to gain life if they would have drawn something else. I think this will get it then. Huh? Oh. It was close. It was close. Yeah, good games. Okay, here we go. It's sort of an awkward hand. I think I am going to mull it. We have been punished for mulling. I'm going to mull that one too. Ew. Alright, I don't love it, but we are going to keep it. We really want them to play a creature, and we draw a land. That can kind of salvage this, maybe. Maybe I should have just kept my first hand. Springleaf Drum, sure. Nope. Yep. Yeah, that's bad for us. Yep. See if we can draw a land. Do I want to just kill this first, actually? This represents a lot of card advantage. I kind of want them to pop the spell bomb, too. I think I am actually just going to blow this up, to be honest. Okay. I think at this point, I do kind of just want to play this out, though. Getting to the point where we can kind of win with this now. They got a counterspell that's a problem for us. Maybe I should have killed it just because of the counterspell issue. I should have tapped this one. That was dumb. See what they do here.
Bauble, sure. Mm-hmm. They keep a mana up. They keep a blue up for the spell bomb. They can bounce our guy, which is annoying. They can also just bounce their Emery with the spell bomb. I think they're deciding if they want to bounce their Emery. They are bouncing their Emery. Yeah. Sure. Playing Emery again. Okay. Don't fully understand what's going on here, but that's okay. Oh, yes. Where is it? We're going to cast that targeting our opponent. Draw. We will. They got one blue. What can they do for one blue? We've done 3, 6 damage. This would be 8. That wouldn't kill them. Bolt's not going to kill them either, though. I think we just do the Fallout, actually. Make sure they don't get a creature. So we did 6 damage. They'll take 6 more. Got to go down to 8. Chain Lightning would deal 6 more in total. They go down to 2. I think we just make sure they don't get a creature. Yeah. I got 4. Oh, they can Oath now. Forgot about that part. They get to do it too. They got a Thought Monitor. That's not great for us. Spellbomb, yep. Regret my play immediately. This will let us mill, though. Sure. Already seen most of our deck. They're gonna see the whole thing here, but we can't kill them guaranteed unless we Oath, so we are. So Gaia's Blessing first, then that. Yes. Yes. Alright, game 2. Smash to Smithereens for sure. The Volcanic Fallout seemed decent. Inquisition any good? Not really. I think I just want the removal. Let's try that. I think game 2 is going to be a lot harder now. Yeah, turn 1 lightning bolt smash to Smithereens is fine. Emery. Springleaf drum, yep. Oh, they can't Emery yet. Ooh, maybe now they could Emery. Vault Scourge. Okay. Filter. We are gonna hit the Vault Scourge. Do we want to play around a counter spell? I think we're gonna play around a potential counter spell just because that card's so scary for us. Mm-hmm. Yep. Sure. Smash the Smithereens on the cranial plating. Yep. See what they got here. Yep. It's scary. Mm-hmm. Red, red. Yep. Play. Yes, creep and chill. Three, 6. We don't have enough to win. Patchwork is bad for us. Yep. So let's chain lightning this. Yes. We had 9 damage. We can't actually kill them with 9 damage, so we're going to suspend this. And pass. Yep. Okay. Lightning bolt, chain lightning, smash the Smithereens. Cast with spectacle. Okay. Mm-hmm. Mountain. In case we draw a green, black. That's not the worst. Black. That's 2 damage. We need another burn spell. Okay. That should do it. Cast. Loses 2, we gain 2. Land. And then Volcanic Fallout. And we got there. Alright. Good games. Okay, here we go. It's not perfect. But I think we keep it. On the draw, we got to redraw with Volcanic Spite. See what they got. Flame Blade Adept. Okay. That's very scary. We're on a cycling deck. Ooh, okay. +1/+0 until end of turn, huh? I'd prefer. Jeez. This one's very scary. Oh no, this is not the one I was thinking of. Maybe discard a card, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Hmm. Is it greedy to try and wait and fall out these cards? This only needs 2 discards to get out of reach, but 3 we could still burn it. I think it's a little, oh boy. It's a little cheeky maybe. I think we just pass here. Yeah, maybe I could have killed one and cycled it. Okay. Alright, maybe this was a mistake. Alright, definitely a mistake. Did not understand what was going on here. Okay. Alright, yeah, I screwed this up big time. I don't understand my opponent's deck and what was happening. Yep. Okay. Yeah, this was a big old punt. Gosh. 5. That's gonna kill me. Yeah, no, I screwed this up. I basically just punted this match. That's frustrating. Think if I had an extra mana, I could probably Collective Brutality. That's still gonna grow, because they can still... Yeah, not killing this was a huge mistake. I screwed up. That was a punt. Yeah, there's no way to salvage this. I just should have Chain Lightning this guy. Not sure why I thought I had more time. Probably should have realized this was just a degenerate combo. Hmm. I think we can probably just scoop. Yeah, we just punted this one, unfortunately. If we would have had that life back, we could probably get there. Yeah. And we're dead. Okay, well, that was my bad. I didn't understand what our opponent was doing. Probably should have. I had seen this deck before. Hmm. So no on this guy. Maybe some Inquisitions. Let's try that. Yeah, it's on me. That's on me. We could have played the Oath, and I think we would have been okay. We don't have any black mana. I think if one of these produced black mana, this would be a keep. But it doesn't. Um, does this do anything? I feel like we're just so far from winning with this hand. Do I really want a mulligan, though? I feel like I've screwed this up. Maybe I should have kept on the other hands. Keep. Done. This is just not good enough. Hoping to find an Oath. We just didn't. They're not. What's happening? Did I freeze? Turn off auto yields. Yeah, screw that up. Alright, well, if we find a forest, might be back in business. Mm-hmm. I think this one we are going to let go. How does Spectacle work? Opponent lost life. If I could bolt them, kill this. I think I'd do that. Yeah. Definitely want to find a land here. That card's very good, we learned. Well, that's bad. I think we're dead then. Yeah. Yep. There goes our Oath.
Yep.
Now our Fallouts don't do anything. Alright, mistakes were made. Yeah. Even if we had the green mana, we'd still be dead.
All right, so pretty good. We went 2-1. So our first tournament, we started out 2-0 and went 2-0 into not so great record. Here we went 2-0 into 2-1. So we can win games in this format. In this, we actually went positive in this our second tournament here, so that was good to see. I think the deck is strong. I misplayed in the last round. I didn't really understand our opponent's deck. If game one up, I would have just chain lightning one of the creatures. We would have had a shot at that one. I think game two we still just would have lost. That was just a kind of a disaster, and that happens. We mulled into Oblivion. Our opponent had a strong hand. That's magic. And I think we could have played a game three there. I think against that discard deck, I think a lot of it hinged on Oath of Druids. If we can get down like a turn 2 Oath of Druids, I think we're in pretty good shape. But if we don't, I think we're just unfavored because like our burn strategy is slow, and Volcanic Fallout can get too small very quickly to actually deal with our crap. So I think that the game really hinges around Oath of Druids. So I think my mulling aggressively for Oath was reasonable. It didn't pay off, obviously. I don't think it was like a bad plan because just going bolt, like we're too slow to win that way. And if you start pointing the bolts at the opponent's creatures, then it takes long to win anyway because you have to draw enough removal to kill them too. I don't think that's a good plan. So I think it really does just hinge on the Oath of Druids there. So I think that our opponent is favored in that matchup. I don't think that's what we want to face. But I also didn't play it amazingly well, and I am aware of that. Yeah, anyway, so still strong result though. Nice 2-1. Really cool to have those, Sunday tournaments now. I like to play more of them. Subscribe while you're here, and let me know what you thought of this deck. Got any ideas for things I should be thinking about playing? Let me know down below. Happy to hear from people. And yeah, see you next time.